Hey guys, I wanted to put together a quick little lesson review here for distributive property. After looking at some of the homework quizzes, there's a little bit that needs to be reviewed. And so I'm just going to put together this brief little review here. This will help you with distributive property worksheet 4 as well as the practice test. So let's just go ahead and share our screen here. So distributive property worksheet 4 is going to be your homework for Monday. And I just want to review some problems that are going to be similar to what you see on that particular homework assignment. So if we take the first example here that we're going to look at, we're going to say 2xy 8 plus 10x minus 12x. So if we're looking at this particular problem here as we go through, the 2xy is going to be what distributes into the parentheses. Now we're going to have to keep track of the variables as well as the exponents. So I'm going to send this in here and distribute. Some of you are going to want to show this step of work that I'm going to put on the example because it's going to help eliminate some of the mistakes. So we've got 2xy times 8. So what I'm going to show is 2xy times 8. And then the second arrow is 2xy times 10x. Now we're going to take the numbers in front and we're going to multiply those. So 2 times 8 gives me 16. xy, and then the 8 doesn't have anything else, so it's just going to be an xy next to it. The second distribution is going to be the 2xy times 10x. Well, we're going to take the 2 times the 10, which is 20, so that's going to be a positive 20. xy times x. Well, this x times x is going to make x squared. If you have the same base multiplied by itself, you're going to get x squared. And then the y is just going to attach afterwards because there was no other y with the 10x. And then I'm going to bring down the negative 12x. After you distribute, you always need to look for like terms. Well, if I look at this particular problem here, I have 16xy plus 20x squared y minus 12x. None of those are like terms because none of the variables and exponents are an exact match. They have to be an exact match before you can combine. So this would be your answer to that particular example. All right. So let's go ahead and venture down to another example that's going to be a little bit more intense. So let's go 12ab. It's going to get distributed into 2a plus 4. And then I have plus 13ab. And that's going to be distributed into 3 minus 2b. So I have two sets of parentheses and distributive property occurring twice. So the first one is going to be the 12ab getting sent in. And then your second parenthesis is going to have the 13ab that gets sent in. So again, I'm going to show this in between step of work. This is 12ab times negative 2a. 12ab times 4. Now let's take the number in front. The 12 times the negative 2a is going to give me negative 24. I have an a times an a, so that's going to be an a squared, and a b times nothing else, so just a b. So that first term is going to be negative 24a squared b. Let's take the second arrow. And that's going to be 12 times 4. Now, when I do the 12 times 4, I'm going to get positive 48. Make sure you put the plus or minuses. Some of you guys were forgetting to put the positive or negative signs in between terms. AB, and the 4 doesn't have anything, so that's simply going to be AB. Let's take the second parentheses, 13AB times 3, and 13AB times negative 2b. So 13 times 3 is going to be plus 39ab. And that last distribution, 13 times negative 2, is going to be negative 26. Now pay very close attention. I have an a and no a's in this one, so I'm simply going to have the one a that's there. But I do have a b times a b, so that's going to make b squared. Now let's look for our like terms. Negative 24a squared and the negative 26ab squared are similar, but the squared is on a different variable, so those are not the same. I do, however, have like terms in the middle because both of those are simply ab. So my final answer is going to be negative 24a squared b. If I take the 48 and the 39, I'm going to get plus 87ab, and then minus 26ab squared. So when we do our distributive property, you have to pay very close attention to the numbers that are in front and multiply those, keeping your positives and negatives correct. And then when you look at the variables, the exponents get larger when I have more than one of those multiplying. Now, if I had an x squared times an x, that would become an x to the third. If I had an x squared and an x to the third, that would make an x to the fifth. The exponent will grow every time I look at those pieces with distribution and then keep track of your like terms. All right, sort of lost my train of thought there at the end. Hopefully that helps. It was just a brief little review for you, for those of you guys who needed it. Go through and watch it as many times as you need and then continue to work. We will have a distributive property test on Wednesday.